Okay, frozen TV dinners have come such a long way since their start in the 1950s. Now there's an entire aisle in the grocery store dedicated to easy frozen meals, and they are a big help on those busy weekends.
But not all of those meals are created equally. Many are loaded with fat, calories, and sodium. Our own Megan Mooney met up with King Soopers dietitian Jeannie for some advice on navigating the frozen food aisle.
With our always on-the-go, fast-paced lifestyles, it's sometimes unrealistic to spend a lot of time preparing healthy meals from scratch. So during your next shopping run, head to the freezer aisle.
Frozen foods are a convenient and inexpensive option, but there's a lot of choices out there nowadays. So how do we choose which one is best for us? I'm here with registered dietitian Jeannie at King Soopers, the Glendale location. Jeannie, it's kind of exciting going through the frozen food aisle nowadays. You know, there's so much that we can get and bring home and do like lickety-split, but
right, a lot of great choices.
How do we know which one's right for us?
Well, the good news is we can narrow it down to a few simple things. One of the first things we want to look at is the amount of calories in there, because we want to make sure that we're getting enough to actually fill us up. And a lot of these meals are real diet type meals, and so you eat it and you're still going to be hungry. So we're looking 300 to 500 calories in a frozen meal.
And then what should we look out for? You know, like is it salt intake, I would think?
Sodium and saturated fat. Those are the two big ones we need to watch out for. So with our sodium, it's really hard to find low sodium options. So 500 milligrams or less of sodium.
Okay.
And then for saturated fat, 4 grams or less.
All right. Well, let's go shopping. Oh, I love lean cuisine. And a salmon one, huh?
Yes, and I love that because most of us aren't eating enough fish, and fish is a really good source of healthy fats for us. And I like this one because it has some whole grains in it. And when you're looking for a meal, we need a lot of fiber and a lot of protein.
Definitely.
So if we go to our nutrition facts panel, we can see 250 calories. So that's still a little low since I said 300 to 500.
Right.
But our fat, we're doing really good, just half a gram of saturated fat. But if we come down to our fiber, 4 grams. I always say 3 to 5 grams in a meal. And protein, this is another big one, 19 grams. At minimum, I would say when you're looking at a frozen meal, you want at least 10 grams. Otherwise, you're gonna be starving in an hour.
Okay.
Ideally, in a meal, we'd have 25 to 30 grams of protein. So the more protein you can get, the better.
Plus, I know from experience that it's tasty too.
Just like the other ones that we talked about, this is a really great source of fiber and protein. That's something that Kashi's really well known for, is protein and fiber. And I think they also add a lot of great spices and seasonings without a lot of sodium.
Steak, really?
Yes.
Frozen?
There's nothing wrong with beef. It's a really good source of iron as long as it's a lean beef. So, and that's exactly what they've done. They've done a really nice beef in this one, so you don't really have to worry.
Convinced, I added it to the cart to give it a try.
So whenever we're eating, the less artificial things we can put into our body, the better off we're going to be. And something to watch out for in these frozen meals can be artificial coloring. So anytime you see blue dye or red dye or yellow dye or caramel color even, caramel color is not a naturally occurring thing. So as much as we can avoid those artificial colorings, we're gonna be a lot better off.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So I can do this for Thanksgiving instead of making a turkey.
Absolutely.
Hey, I gotta ask, right? All right, this one's going in here.
Great.
Something I rely on for lunch a lot are frozen veggie burgers, and I could use one right about now.
I'm hungry.
So these are both really easy options that you could do for lunch. The Amy's, we've got a light in sodium, and the Crunch Burger is a really tasty option made out of quinoa. Quinoa is a grain, so again, both vegetarian options. And the nice thing about these is they're very versatile. You can do a lot with them, chop them up, put them on a salad. You could put them in a pita if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's true.
One thing to keep in mind with these, on their own, there's not enough protein for a meal. So you will need to add some other source of protein. I like Crunch Burgers with eggs, actually.
Ooh, right on top?
Yep.
Wow. You could also do like a chickpea salad or something, right?
Absolutely, a chickpea salad. You could do like a Greek tzatziki sauce out of Greek yogurt to get more protein that way.
That's so smart.
Melt some cheese on top. So just remember, you need a little bit more protein with both of these.
What if we already have a meal that we cooked, but we need to add like some vegetables to it?
We have some really great options for frozen vegetables, and they can be just as nutritious, if not more so, than the fresh stuff. And this one is already chopped up onions, carrots, and celery, so it makes a great starter to a soup or a stew or something like that, so you don't have to spend all that time chopping up the onions and you have your eyes watering. Another one I really like is the 3 pepper and onion blend. So you could use this for a stir fry, you could use it for fajitas, you could put this in addition to those quesadillas that we looked at earlier.
And it's quick and easy, which is what we like.
Definitely.
All right, good.
So in general, we want to look for meals that have 1 or more servings of vegetables, whole grains, lean meat, fish, or poultry. To help you stay full longer after a meal, make sure you choose frozen meals that have between 300 and 500 calories, at the very least 10 grams of protein, and between 3 and 5 grams of fiber. But stay away from ones that are high in sodium. Choose meals with less than 500 milligrams of sodium and under 400 if you have high blood pressure. Make sure you choose items with less than 18 grams of total fat and less than 4 grams of saturated fat. Plus, try and avoid artificial ingredients like dyes and colors. And remember, some healthy-sounding meals don't provide enough protein, fiber, or vegetables. Complement a low-calorie meal with a serving of low-fat dairy or a side salad. And remember, those unseasoned frozen vegetables make it easy to throw meals together in a pinch. Finally, to boost the fiber and protein content, add a half a cup of beans.